Yo, Falcons faithful! Before I drop the nuclear bombs of information I've got for you today, let me ask you something that's gonna make your head spin. What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about this organization's direction just got turned completely upside down in the span of 48 hours? What if I told you there are moves happening right now that prove our front office is playing 4D chess while everyone else is still figuring out checkers? And what if I said that one particular decision they just made is going to send shockwaves through the entire NFC South and maybe the whole damn league? I'm talking about roster moves that'll make your jaw drop. I'm talking about contract situations that are about to explode into something massive. And I'm talking about a youth movement that's happening faster and more dramatically than anyone saw coming. You think you know what's happening with this team? Brother, sister, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because what I'm about to reveal is going to change how you look at this entire season and maybe the next 3 seasons after that. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into some exclusive intel that's got me more fired up than I've been all year. This isn't just news, this is the kind of information that separates the real Falcons fanatics from the casual observers. But here's the thing, and this is critical, the next minutes of this video contain information so game-changing that if you're not subscribed with notifications on, you're going to miss the follow-up bombshells I'll be dropping all week. We're talking about insider intel that could predict the Falcons' next 3 draft picks and a potential blockbuster trade that'll make your head explode. So right now, before we go any further, smash that subscribe button like your Falcons fandom depends on it. Because honestly, it does. Hit that notification bell, drop a fire emoji in the comments if you're ready for this ride, and let's show the NFL world that Falcons Nation is the most passionate, most informed fan base in the league. Are you in or are you out? Listen up, Falcons Nation, because what just went down in the first wave of roster cuts isn't just housekeeping, it's a declaration of war against the old way of doing business. Remember Morgan Fox? That defensive end we threw guaranteed money at? Well, guess what? He's gone. And before you start crying about wasted money, let me tell you why this move is absolutely genius and signals something huge about where this organization is headed. The Falcons just ate $3 million in guaranteed money to send a message that'll echo through every locker room in the league. We don't care about your contract, your experience, or your reputation. If you can't contribute to winning a championship, you're out. But here's where it gets insane. They didn't just cut Fox to save money. They cut him because they believe in their young guns so much that they're willing to burn cash to give them opportunities. We're talking about Taquan Graham, Laquale London, and even rookie Simeon Barrow getting real shots because this coaching staff sees something special in these kids. Jeff Ulbrich isn't messing around, people. This defensive coordinator came from the Jets with one mission: build a defense that can compete with the best in the NFC, and he's doing it by betting big on youth and athleticism over safe veteran choices. And if you think this stops with the defensive line, you're dead wrong. Word is circulating that cornerback Natrone Brooks has been so impressive in camp that he might knock out veterans like Clark Phillips or Mike Ford. Can you imagine the balls it takes to make moves like this? This isn't just roster management, this is a revolution in how Atlanta approaches team building, and it's happening right now. Now let me blow your mind with something that proves this organization's player development is hitting different levels right now. Remember Javon Gwen? That late-round pick who's been grinding on our roster and practice squad for years? Well, guess what? He just became our backup center, and the way it happened is pure genius. Jake Hansen hits injured reserve, Matthew Cinder gets cut, Michael Gonzalez gets the axe, and suddenly Gwen emerges as the only experienced center behind Ryan Newsel. But here's the beautiful part, this wasn't an accident. The Falcons have been methodically developing this kid for years, just like they did with Newsel. This is long-term thinking at its finest. While other teams are panicking about depth, the Falcons are calmly promoting from within because they invested in player development. They saw something in Gwen years ago, they stuck with him through ups and downs, and now when they need him most, BAM. He's ready to step up. And don't sleep on Joshua Gray either. Word is he's being groomed as another center option down the line while he masters the guard position. This is systematic excellence in action. Let's talk about something that's been brewing all preseason. The QB3 situation just got crystal clear, and it tells us everything about how this coaching staff evaluates talent. With Emory Jones going down with injury, Easton Stick has locked up that third quarterback spot, and here's why this matters more than you think. This dude has actual starting experience in the NFL. When we need someone who can step in and not panic, we've got a guy who's been under fire before. Sure, his preseason wasn't perfect, but you know what? Championships aren't won in August. They're won by having guys who can handle pressure when everything's on the line, and Stick has proven he can do that. Ben DiNucci getting released just confirms what we all knew: the Falcons aren't messing around with their quarterback room. They want proven commodities behind Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins, not project players. Now here comes the part that's got me absolutely vibrating with excitement. We need to talk about Drake London and what's about to happen to his bank account. Terry McLaurin just signed a 3-year, $96 million extension with Washington. That's $32 million per year, tying him with A.J. Brown for 6th highest at the position. And guess what that means for our boy Drake London? It's about to get absolutely insane. Let me break down the numbers that are going to make Drake London the richest man in Georgia. Terry McLaurin 2024, 82 catches, 1,096 yards, 13 TDs. Drake London 2024, 100 catches, 1,271 yards, 9 TDs. Look at those numbers. London had more catches, more yards, and he did it with 2 different quarterbacks in a brand new offensive system. And he's only entering his 4th year. But here's where it gets nuclear. If London has the kind of season I think he's about to have with consistent quarterback play in a year 2 in Zach Robinson's system, we could be looking at 1,500 yards and 12+ touchdowns. That kind of production doesn't just get you McLaurin money, that gets you CD Lamb money, $34 million, or even Justin Jefferson money, $35 million annually. The Falcons already picked up his 5th-year option, which means negotiations can start after this season. And with the salary cap continuing to explode upward, London's deal could shatter every wide receiver contract we've ever seen. This is a guy who's gotten better every single year in the league, caught 100 passes as a 22-year-old, and is about to have the most consistent quarterback situation of his career. The writing is on the wall. Drake London is about to become one of the highest-paid receivers in NFL history. Now let me tie this all together and show you why everything I just told you adds up to something magnificent for Falcons fans. This youth movement on defense isn't just about saving money, it's about building a foundation that can compete for years. When you've got young, hungry players getting opportunities over comfortable veterans, you create an environment where everyone has to earn their spot every single day. The center situation shows you that this organization thinks long-term about development. They're not just plugging holes, they're building sustainable success through smart drafting and player development. The quarterback room gives you stability and experience when you need it most. Having a guy like Stick who can actually play if called upon is huge for a team with championship aspirations. And Drake London's contract situation? That's the cherry on top. When you're about to pay a receiver $30+ million per year, you don't do that unless you believe he's a foundational piece of a championship team. Falcons Nation, what we're witnessing isn't just another offseason of moves, this is a fundamental shift in how this organization operates. From embracing youth over experience, to developing talent from within, to positioning themselves to keep their superstar players long-term, everything is pointing towards sustained excellence. The Morgan Fox release might cost us $3 million, but it sends a message that performance matters more than contracts. The Javon Gwynn promotion shows that development programs work when you commit to them. The Easton Stick situation proves we value experience when it counts. And the Drake London contract discussion shows we're ready to pay for elite talent. This isn't just building for next year, this is building for a dynasty. And if you're not hyped about what's coming next, you haven't been paying attention. Stay locked in, Falcons faithful, because this ride is just getting started. The moves we're making right now are going to pay dividends for years to come.